Hello YouTube, it is Damien. It is Damien Does England. It is Season 2 here at Bournemouth, Season 4 in total for the challenge. And we are here with a friendly game. Now, I don't bring friendly games to you guys as YouTube episodes, ever. But I think Real Madrid makes an exception. We have a friendly cup semi-final against Real Madrid. And something tells me if we make the final, it will be tomorrow. Which is ludicrous in itself. But it would be tomorrow. Which, yet again, ludicrous. Anyhow, we do have Real Madrid coming up, but we have done some major transfer business, and we will talk about that right now, and then we're going to talk about transfers and everything else. Riyad Mahrez, by the way, could be coming in, hoping was going to be in for this game here, isn't, for 19.5 mil, was transfer listed for 12.5 mil, but what we did was smart, is 84k is what we're paying on his wages. I got Man City to agree to pay 80 of it. We're paying Mahrez to come to Bournemouth for 4k a week. Unbelievable. Riyad is going to come in and play as an inverted winger on attack. I had to. Look how good his stats are as a inverted winger on attack. We know how good the pie was at Arsenal. Could you imagine Mahrez maybe? There we are. It means Sissoko can go to the bench. Sissoko can play midfield. He can play out on the right. You have Garcia on the left. We're going to drop one of the strikers. I'll tell you which striker is going to play and which striker is going to be dropped because we do have a new backup striker. And it is no one that you would have imagined that we have. And Mahrez to go start. I really do rate the guy. He had a very tough time at City. You know, didn't play too well. Had a decent loan spell at Everton. Wasn't too bad. Didn't get too many games, though, which is really strange. Then got loaned out to Roma, where he had a decent season, not the worst season. But I think in our system, in the creativity that we do create when we're going for the goals we do score, if we can be defensively solid, we'll be okay. Anyway, speaking about defensively solid, we have made some signings, and they are all here. In terms of on the outs, only Luongo has gone out at the moment. He has only 1.9 million. For 1.9 million. The rest have gone out on frees that we didn't really go into. As you can see, DAMMO was a player that we did sign last season that I think you guys did see is the backup left back on a free. Finally here, DAMMO, really good player. The next couple on the list, I had nothing to do with. That was my board of directors going in and saying, oh, this guy's got potential. Let's go get him. They're never going to feature. And they'll probably leave at the end of the season on a free. And then there's this guy. His name is Troy Deeney. That is correct. Troy freaking Deeney. Comes in, great plan B, fourth choice striker. He's still not a bad player. He's 3-star, and our 17 coach reckons he is our second best striker. He's going to be here as the fourth choice striker because I really do rate what Ponce did last season, and Ponce has now grown into a decent Premier League player. And we have Omar Farr, who I've talked about a little bit. I'll talk about a little bit more in depth in a second as well. But Troy Deeney is the guy here. He's still got a bit of pace, a bit of physical, really good in the air. I see him as a target man on attack or a complete forward on attack. I just really think it suits him. He loves first-time shots, loves playing with his back towards goal, can bring others into games because of his passing. He's got great penalty taking. You're going to see this guy throughout the season. If this guy gets in any run of form, he will. Watford, 397 games for Watford, said, no, you're not good enough for a contract and just released him. I hate that about Football Manager because that guy would never leave Watford. You gave him 99. I gave Troy Deeney number 99 as well. Yeah, Lenzar in the chat, who we're talking about the Ashes, has been give Troy Deeney 99 because he's a big 9. And, Callum Wilson has the 9. So give him the 99. And, Daniel Ike, a player that I didn't sign, but I actually really like the signing for the future of Bournemouth. I don't think he's going to feature for me, but in the future of Bournemouth Football Club, this guy's going to be unreal. Got a lot of potential, actually do really great his stats. And if we ever played 4-2-3-1, it's very good to have around. I'll talk about Umar last because we have talked about Umar before. But Kevin Winmer was transfer listed for about 33 million from Spurs because he wasn't happy they didn't get Champions League football. For whatever reason, he was happy to take a step back to Bournemouth to go play Europa League football where Spurs are in as well. I found that really, really interesting. Didn't get too much game time there after he left Ajax at Spurs. As you can see, he's an elite centre-back. To get an elite centre-back in alongside Phil Jones is unreal. And the guy is just a freak. 20 mil, 30 mil after clause. I think it's like 5 mil after 20 international appearances, which he'll do. But by the time that happens, I'm hoping to be out of here. 5 mil after 50 league games. I'll probably still be here for that, But really nice, cheap. The guy's never put a foot wrong. Even for Spurs, never put a foot wrong. Does love scoring a goal from the back as well. He's 187 metres, 87 centimetres, really good in the air, even though he has 11 headering. Great passing as a centre-back as well. Great tackling. I just think this guy, to bring him in for Bournemouth, for freaking Bournemouth, is unreal and is a signing that could definitely help us win the Premier League. Then Omar Farr comes in, the guy from Barca. I've talked about him before. Stats are unreal. As a poacher, unbelievable. Finishing first touch, headering, acceleration, pace, off the ball, decision-making, his composure. He's only 18. That will grow as well. he is going to be unreal. You got to remember, at Barca last season, he scored 43 goals and 38 appearances for the under-23s. He then went in cup games, scored 3 goals in 3 appearances in the cup, the Copa del Rey, I think it's still called. And then in total, played 9 games for Barca, scoring 4 goals for the actual Barcelona side. We picked him up on 16 mil, which was his release. It was below his release. I think his release was 23, and they said they would accept 16. I really do think this guy, as much as he's only a 2.5 star, has to be first choice, just based on the stats, based that he's 18, and if he goes, plays in the Premier League, plays well, grows. If we don't win the Premier League this season, which I think they've made us eight favourite to win the Premier League this season. I'll show it in a second. I think that if we could defensively be solid, unlike last season, we'll score goals for fun, and especially with Mahrez coming in, we could have quite the year. If we go see the league table and go to season preview, we are 8-1, 35-1 to win it, 8th best in the league. I really do think so. As you can see, that's the team. Apparently, they will be playing Quinones up front. Important to see him there because we do have him a work permit. He will be playing first team football at some point in the middle of the park. I think he's got to be our best central midfielder by the end of the season with the growth that this guy could have playing first team football. Played enough times for Colombia that when we got him on a new contract at 45k per week after an appeal, got him in there. Team of the year, we have none of our players in there. But back to that Bournemouth side. As you can see, finishing 8th. I think it would be Omar and Wilson. I think it would be Sessegnon has to be. Heidemann and Roberto is probably how I'm going to start for the season. Mahrez over Sissoko when he comes in. Melling's now captain. Jones and Wimmer and Manzo will play with Butland. I think that's pretty close to being spot on. And we'll see how we go. Anyway, we do have Real Madrid coming up today. If you are in the Twitch chat, let me know what you think is going to happen here against Real Madrid. We could have got St. Pauli. That would have been nice. As you can see, I was planning for Mahrez to come in. Mahrez isn't here. So I am going to go and get Jordi Classy onto the bench and get Sissoko out there. Sissoko will play there as well. But I think that's going to be not too bad there. In terms of who would start, I think Ponce would over Troy Deeney in terms of being on the bench. But yeah, we're going to go with Butland, Manzo, Jones, Kevin Minma, Melling, who's now captain, which everyone's happy about. Sessegnon, Robert, Heidemann, Sissoko, Faye, and Wilson. Heidemann's so natural going forward. I'm now not going to limit him. He can go forward. On the bench, that first 7 that you see there's kind of going to be our bench. Lowton, Fry, Danny Drinkwater had a really good year. Really unfortunate to miss out. Quinones, Garcia, Classy, and Ponce. I'm tempted to get Sessegnon to the bench. If I had to do it right now without Sessegnon to the bench. Sorry, Sissoko to the bench. Without Mahrez in yet, Troy Deeney would make the bench. Sissoko can play on the right, can play in the middle. Just a very good option to have still on the bench in the 7 and just leave Troy Deeney out. And Ponce is probably a bit of a better impact sub. Then Troy Deeney. I think Troy Deeney needs a start as a complete forward, as a big boy up front. He could make a second plan B if we go really direct. But anyway, we are playing a Real Madrid side who have an unreal squad, by the way. Courtois, Rugani's there, Marquinhos is there, Carvajal's still there, Valverde goes on a great play, Kovacic and Cruz, Isco and Bale, Belotti's up front. Look at the lads they have on the bench. Rodrigo goes into a great play, Vinicius Jr. is unreal, Arca Gundogan's there, Modric and older Modric is still there, Celebos goes into a great player. Be interesting to see what we can do here against Real freaking Madrid. I'm going to tell them they can play without any pressure, to be honest. It's Real Madrid, it's a preseason game, just go and perform and do it the best you can do. Everybody looks quite happy, and I'm hoping that Omar Farr steps up because he has played for Barca and should hate Real Madrid. But there we are. We're going to go with that. I'm looking at the chat, and all Len's us talking about is the 2005 Ashes. Mate, what an Ashes series. You were lucky to win that one, though. You were. Glenn McGrath trotting on a ball before a game cost us that Ashes series. With Glenn McGrath, we would have won that Ashes, for sure. And if we had more runs in the 4th test, when Warney nearly bowled us to victory, when we had to chase 130. If we made like 150, you guys wouldn't have won that. Warne was on fire. What a side that was, that Australian side. And what an English side, too. Anyway, good to see Alistair Cook being pointed as a sir as well. Anyway, Heidemann's got a good free kick, whips it in, back stick. Winmar! He's hit the post, or the bar, or the woodwork. Kevin could have scored here. We could have been 1-0 up. Sissoko's injured. Thank God Mahrez is coming in. Danny Quinn is obviously the 16-year-old. What that allows is Quinn to play more under-23 football, play in cup games, really go and nurture his growth and not tire him out too much. We've obviously seen Quinn play really well in the past, so we shouldn't should not have him as an option. I'm not going to loan him out, though. I prefer to have him in and around the club. Anyway, Heidemann, good touch. Looking forward. Heidemann driving forward. Finds Quinn, who blast over here. Because of the new stadium that was being built, which was talked about in last episode, Ashton Gate is going to be our home ground for the upcoming season, which could help us with a turnover. Anyway, Valverde, look at us press up here. Back the quarter. Force him long. We force him second line. Melling gets there. What a captain's header. Omar Fardo doesn't win it. And in the end, it's a long ball to Belotti, who doesn't miss too many. Belotti versus Butland. That is an emphatic finish if you've ever seen one. Belotti doesn't miss too many. And that's a great finish from Andrea Belotti. He's unreal. If you can pick him up on Football Manager before he moves away to a big club, highly recommend. Anyway, Marquinhos, Kovacic. It was a great press from us, and that's the positive. We've got to look for positives in this preseason game. It was a sensational press. We forced Real Madrid to go long. Route 1 football. In the end, though, bang. Ashton Gate is a miles from Bournemouth. Yeah, I don't know why we're at Ashton Gate, but we are at Ashton Gate for the season. Anyway, I hope this Sissoko's injury isn't too long term. Anyway, it's a corner here. It's Tony Cruz. He goes long. Rugani heads over. So we've both missed 2 clear-cut headers from corners now. Let's see how bad Sissoko's injury was. A potential groin injury. Anyway, Heidemann got a decent free kick. Hits that one off the bar. We've hit the bar for the second time against Madrid. Can we get a better camera angle? Callum Wilson looks to beat his man. Whips it. No one really at the back post, but Heidemann can swing this back in. He does. Sessegnon! Why did you not header? Heidemann. Wilson got a hit. Penalty not given. It's all happening inside that Real Madrid box. Have him at 6s and 7s, but can we get a shot away? We don't. I still don't believe Sessegnon didn't just flick that one in with his head. Anyway, Jones lays it back here to Butland, and off we go. Butland now, looking long, does look long, looking for Omar Farr over the top. Good kick there, but in the end, it's a second ball for Sessegnon now. Gets to the byline, looking inside, still Sessegnon, cuts it, back post, Danny Quinn, Wilson's there. What a nutback from Danny Quinn. That's the one thing the 16-year-olds are really good at, picking a freaking cross out. Smart little first time, little knock inside for Callum, and it is 1-1 here against Real freaking Madrid. That is correct. We are 1-1 against Real Madrid in pre-season. If that's anything to go by, we're going to have a pretty good year this year. Maybe the top 4 is a begging for Bournemouth. And Callum Wilson there knocks that one in at the front post. Looking for Callum to do what he did last season and score about 30 goals. His second favourite to win Golden Boot. And in the system we play, I can see it happening because he's got to play a lot of football. Anyway, Callum Wilson and Belotti. If Wilson was to get injured, we're maybe a little bit light up front. I'm happy with the performance so far. Keep it up, boys. Omar Farr just goes to the advanced forward because he's really natural in it. And then you play Troy Deeney and use Ponce off the bench again. Or you play Ponce because he had a really good year last year. But our wingers always create chances for whoever's up front anyway. 1-1 here, 50 minutes played. I'm actually going to play this game like a real-life, proper fixture, you know, make changes when changes need to be made, not just give everyone match fitness. Anyway, Melling on the ball again, whips that one in, back post block. Melling again, whips that one in. Omar Farr's got 16 headering, he's not the tallest. Anyway, Heidemann, Sessegnon, first time, Ryan! We are 2-1 up here against Real Madrid. Are you serious? Bournemouth 2, Real Madrid 1. This is a Real Madrid side that's unreal. This is a Real Madrid side. We're only in, 2021? That, you know, they're aging, but they're still, like, unreal. Kovacic is there. Rodriguez on the bench. Vizcachinas on the bench. They've got Bale starting. You know, they have got an unreal squad. They've got Belotti up front who goes into a freak. Courtois still in goals. Marquinhos and Rugani, what a player. And there we go. Ramos just came on as well. And there we are, 65 minutes played. We are 2-1 up at the moment. I'm going to pause here. We are going to give some people some match fitness. Like, we are going to get Faye off. I have to bring Troy Deeney on, don't I? It's Troy Deeney against Real Madrid. Do it. Session's been playing really well, but we will give Garcia some game time too. Quinn's obviously just come on. I really want to get Carlos out there for Heidemann, like for like. Dragging Drinkboard for Roberto as well. Just giving players that I know will play some first-team football next season. Lowton for Manzo wouldn't be the worst either. I feel like we'll leave it like that and we'll make changes a little bit later on. And there we go. We'll go like that. And off we go. We'll make some changes about like 75th as well and see how we go. I feel like now we have to give some people some match fitness as well. So we are going to get like D'Amico in for Melling. Carl Allslop probably has to go in for Jones and Daniel Fry on the other side there for Winmer as well. We'll go like that. We'll get Ponce on pretty soon. He's only had 49% fitness. All right, you better get him on now. We'll go like that, and the rest just can kind of stick around out there. I think that's everybody making a change but Butland. And there we are, 2 people miss out on the bench. And off we go. Will be Geordie Classic. Archie having some good first-team football. Good football anyway in the under 23s. You know what? Ponce there. Anyway, Ponce gets on the ball, takes a run down this right-hand side, looks back stick. I was about to say if Troy Deeney gets there, could you believe it? But 21 minutes played. 2-1 up, 81 minutes played. Casilia throws long though to Marcelo, who's unreal. And still could do a job, does Marcelo. Anyway, running inside. No one pressing him. Where are you, boys? Isco there. Can he get a cut back? He does. Fry heads away. Alvaro had time. Loses it. Butland keeps it out. Tragolski. Butland with a double save. It was a free kick anyway for offside. He hit the bar, hit Butland. They made himself big, did Butland. In the end, it's still 2-1. Bournemouth. 87 minutes played. I'm going to stay on attacking. It's a pre-season game. Ponce headed away. Lowton heads back to no one. Marcelo now with the ball. Can we press up? Can we force Casilia long? We do. He does go long. Can we win that one in the air fry? We do. Danny Drinkwater can face forward and look to Quinones. Carlos there finds Quinn. Good ball to Ponce. Ponce is there. Ponce first time. Near post. And it's Bournemouth 3, Madrid 1. We're going to beat Real Madrid here in a pre-season game. Unbelievable scenes. Quinones, good ball there, or Carlos, I'm going to call him because it's a lot easier. Danny Quinn, great ball. He's a great player for 16. Casilia at the near post is beat. Ponce with a finish, knows how to finish. And we are 3-1 up to the good. And there we go. We might need a better backup goalkeeper, by the way. We don't really have one. Anyway, Chuckle Vedza there, ball inside. We are full-time here. We're 3-1 winners against Real Madrid. What does that mean for next season? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know on Twitch as well. I'm happy, larger what I was looking for in the stage of pre-season. Everybody looks delighted that we have just beaten Real Madrid. Danny Quinn come off the bench and got man of the match at 16. 16, Danny Quinn. Man of the match against Real Madrid. Unbelievable. We win our friendly there. Sissoko's injured. He's out for 3 to 5 months. Well, Danny Quinn is going to be our second choice here to Mahrez. Mahrez better come in now. Roma's playing St. Pauli. We get Roma in the next final. We're playing it tomorrow. So guess what, YouTube? I'm not going to cut it out. You're just going to see me sim forward. We have Roma coming up a day later. That's going to make it very interesting to see how we go in this friendly cup final. You may as well see us play. Can we win a cup competition? Can we win our third cup competition of the year? We do get a little bit more rest, which is good. Sporting offer. Oxford want Icon loan. I would prefer him to stay in and around the club just in case we ever play with a centre attacking mid. Top young player of the year. None of the boys are there, which is probably fair. And we'll continue on as well to this Roma game. Be interested to see how we go here against Roma. Lowton is fit. Garcia is fit enough. It's now a matter of who's fit, who's not fit. Everybody came up trumps. Love that. Sissoko's out, obviously. We'll get Will Dennis on the bench as a backup goalkeeper. I will get Lowton to start over Manzo. Dennis there for Danny Quinn. Apart from that, I'm pretty happy how everything else is. Might give Quinones and Danny Drinkwater a game in the middle of the park because they're very like for like with Roberta and Heidemann. Roberta actually not 100% fit, so maybe give him a game with Quinones. Faye and Wilson's fine. Anyone else I would give a game to? Not really. Quinn's not 100% fit, but there's not much you can do about it. Maybe Garcia over Sessegnon. Garcia is pretty good at what he does, and Sessegnon's not bad. Melling's going to play. Feel like that's the side that we're going to go with here in this cup game. And we do have Will Dennis on the bench. He's the best of the lot that we got. So if he's the best, we probably need another goalkeeper here at the club as well. Anyway, we are going to submit this team, and we are going to go in and do what we need to do, which is going to delete that in the title that a Tycoon Takeover nearly happened, which I haven't mentioned to you guys on YouTube yet. But yeah, Tycoon Takeover could have happened. If you follow me on Twitter, link in the description below, you would have seen it all happen. And then the day later after the Tycoon Takeover was happening, it got rejected because it didn't have enough fighters, even though it was a Tycoon. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, we're going to go with that, and we are going to play Roma here in this cup final, in the friendly cup final. It's like an international cup, is how you're liking it to it. They have got this youngster up front. I don't understand he's only 54% rated with a stat like that. We are now going to go back there. We are going to go with Butland, Lowton, Jones, Winmer, Melling, Garcia, Roberto, Quinos, Quinn, Ofar, and Wilson up front versus the 4-3-3. We've got Pellegrini playing at left back. Interesting. And now Anutovic is a youngster. El Shaarawy is really good. Be interesting to see how we go. Anyway, we are favourites for a reason. Go out there and I have faith in you boys to go do a job, set the opposition instructions, obviously. Let's go press them. And let's go win this cup final, hey. I'll be Roma in the white, us in the black and the red at Ashton Gate again. Everything being played here at Ashton Gate. Unbelievable. Gotta love it. And there we are. Getting some notifications on Twitter, by the way. Man, you guys already know what's going on Twitter. It would be interesting. And there we are. That was Armin complaining that I was about to get a Tycoon Takeover. That's fine. Anyway, we could go 1-0 down here. Butland, massive save. And there we are. And we are still new here. 3 minutes into the International Cup friendly final. And there we go. Don't believe this is all being played at Ashton Gate. The transfer revenue. Not bad. We're getting shots on target, but too far away. Don't care. Just go out there, play well, boys, and see how we go. Anyway, the ball gets thrown into Lowton, into Quinones, who gives the ball back into Lowton, into Jones. Jones now with the ball, looks into Quinn. Quinn now has got to have a massive game out there. Looks the other side for Alvaro Garcia. Alvaro Garcia takes a touch, runs inside. Still with Garcia, beats one. In the end, his touch was pretty poor and doesn't beat anyone else. Spinoza's ball out there, looking for Arnautovic. Melling heads to Roberto. Great touch there from the central midfielder. And off we go. Kevin Winmer, really good on the ball. Finds Quinones. Quinones sprays it out to Quinn. Great ball there from the central midfielder too. Well done, Carlos. Quinn's ball in, blocked. You would not have expected that with the crossing that the guy does have. Roberto there, picks the ball up. Carlos driving forward, back in with Quinn. Back to Carlos, controlling this game at will here at the moment. Finds Lowton on the overlap. Lowton's ball in. Alvaro Garcia heads wide. Good movement from Bournemouth. And that's what you want to see at the start of pre-season. Bournemouth zipping the ball around in front of their box. This 4-4-2 is very counter-pressing. It's route one at times when teams do press high against us. But when we get on the ball, we knock it around like Barcelona. And that's what we want to see. Anyway, Alvaro there with the ball. We're not Barcelona. I'm not saying that. Anyway, Callum Wilson's there. Quinn! There's the one thing that Danny Quinn needs to improve in is finishing off chances. And he should have scored then, the young 16-year-old. But we are still 0-0. Dominating Roma, though, at this first half. Would love a goal before half time. Actually got to tell us get creative because we've been the better side here. And if we could score, it would be great. Instead, it's Roma, front post. Jones heads away, but only as far as El Shaarawy can recycle this. Elsha with the ball. Lays it back to Arnautovic. Good ball in. Spinoza won't miss that one. We're 1-0 down here against the run of play here. We're 1-0 down against Real Madrid, so, you know, I don't mind. It is a friendly game, so at the end of the day, I don't mind. But to be on top of Roma and then to, you know, go 1-0 down right on half time doesn't really hurt. Antonic, good ball in. The two youngsters combine. And there we are. Mirko with a very good ball in front post. You know, we're dominating the game, created chances. Already had 10 shots in the half. We haven't seen too much from Roma. It's a set piece. We don't deal with the second ball. And they may 1-0 up. Just the defensive head, you know, is ringing itself up again, saying we can't defend. We've conceded again. We've got to admit, we're playing Roma. They are unreal in their own right as well. You know, they would probably finish top 4 in the Premier League. You would imagine in the squad they have. They have a very good squad. In the end, though, Carlos has got a really good free kick. Hits that one just wide. Was the keeper getting there? You don't know, but hits it just wide, and there we are. We're not playing our full first strength team, by the way. Slightly rotated. We have to do it in pre-season. We have to get people fit as well at the end of the day. But Roberto there on the ball, in it to Carlos. Great ball out to Quinn. Really happy with how Carlos has played, by the way. Danny Quinn, though, with the ball. Can he get a good ball in? Blocked. Again from the 16-year-old. Every time he comes to the bench, plays well. Every time he starts, bit hit and miss. Anyway, we force him long. We should be able to win that. Melling there in Roberto. Whips it in first time there to Alvaro. Alvaro running with it. Goes from distance. Hits the freaking post. Wow. Wasn't expecting that to get close. 56 minutes played. It's a corner. Melling's really good over the corners. Whips that one in back stick there. Omar Faye doesn't win it. Roberto there with it again. Looks inside. Well, outside again to Melling. Melling now with the ball. Whips in. Faye doesn't win it. It'll be another corner. Faye's for a youngster that only is short, has 16 headering. So if he does meet a header, watch out. Backstick, Callum just didn't decide to header it. In Roberto, weird highlight here, FM. Haven't really seen too much of it. Win my heads straight at Ratkovic and will get on the ball. At the moment, not been the best from us. Anyway, Kevin Winmer there with the ball. Throws it in. Faye doesn't win that one. And Zonzi into Arnautovic. Looks over the top for Spormadza. Spormadza hits it over the bar. And there we are. 60 minutes played. Been a not bad time. I'm going to give it to the 65th to see if another highlight comes. But it doesn't look like it is. We're going to make a couple of changes here. Quinn is not 100% fit. Geordie Classy can play out there. I am going to bring off Wilson for Faye. Faye for Ponce. I am going to get Garcia out for Ryan Sessegnon as well. And if I was to make a change, I'd probably get Heidemann for Carlos having a good game. To be honest, I wouldn't. I would actually get Heidemann in there for Roberto. And let's go chase this game a little bit. And there we are. And we're going to just tell the boys to get creative again. And we'll make a few more changes a little bit later on, if we can. 75 minutes played. Melling's not had the best of games. I'm going to get the captain off there. We are going to bring in D'Amico. Daniel Fry can come in for Winmer. Not like he's having a bad game. Apparently, according to the stats he is. We'll get Lowton out there. We probably should get Cole, swap some game time too. I feel like we're just going to make changes here. Danny Drinkwater can come in for Quinones and swap these two around. And Wilson can come out there for Troy Deeney. And we can swap these two around. And Deeney can go in there as a complete forward on attack. We'll go like that. And we will see how everything goes about it. It's a throw-in down our end. We've made all our changes now. It's pre-season at the end of the day. Heidemann is good enough to create something out of nothing. Heidemann inside. Puts it wide. Still 1-0 down. We do usually score. Getting absolutely FM'd here. Big time. 19 shots, 7 to 6 shots free. How we haven't scored, I do not know. It doesn't look like we are going to score here either. Roma are going to hold on for a 1-0 win here in the cup final. Pretty upsetting because we played sensational. Heidemann gets on the ball, gets into the box. Plays it out to Troy Deeney. Has to swing. Heidemann got to swing it. Tackled. Sessegnon got a hit. Sessegnon blocked. And it will be game over here. We are unfortunate to lose this one here. Roma do win the cup final. I'm going to tell the boys that they played pretty good. The performance was excellent. 19 shots, 7. 23 shots, 7 in the end. Roma didn't create nothing. Scored from the second play of a quarter. And we lose 1-0 in the final. I'm happy with that. If we could play like that for most of the season, we're going to win a lot of games. A lot of positive to take out of pre-season. If you're happy with the signings, please let me know in the comments below. It is another YouTube episode done here with Damien. As always, links in the description below. Come follow us on Twitch, currently live now, and on Twitter, of course, as well. What else was I going to say? If you like the episode, give it a like. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. And from Damien as England, episode 36 is now finished. Episode 36 will be that first game of the season where we have Manchester freaking City. Tough ass, but it'll be interesting to see if we're going to be good enough off the bat to go win that game. I'll see you guys next time for that episode. Thank you and goodbye.